Can you accurately estimate your sales on Amazon throughout Black Friday or Cyber Monday before these events actually happen? Turns out you can, and you can do so very accurately, not by guesswork or some estimation data, but actually by using first-party data on Amazon. My name is Vadim. I run PPC Jumpstart agency. We are a high-touch agency focusing not just on advertising, but actually helping our customers understand what's driving the sales, how is demand being affected by different factors, including search volume, market share, and so on. In this video, I will show you how to use the brand analytics report to estimate traffic trends, validate seasonality, and understand why sales go up or even drop, even though advertising looks fine in the ads manager. A lot of sellers see sales drop and they assume immediately, our advertising is broken, we need to fix campaigns, we need to adjust bids, we need to check placements. Before even doing these small tune adjustments, we need to look at it holistically and like that overall big picture. How is the demand shifting? Are we doing the same market share on our keywords? Are we ranking the same? So the organic rank thing is just the first layer, but you need to dig deeper, especially using brand analytics reports, which I'm about to show you in this video. A lot of sellers see the sales drop and assume that ads broke, someone undercut us, someone is doing an offer, we need to change bids, placements, etc. But a lot of the time it's just a demand change. The demand is shifting and most sellers don't really know how to prove it. So this is brand analytics report, search query performance report that you can download, and you can set up these spike charts on a lot of these metrics. So impression share trend, click share trend, purchase share, purchase total count, and average purchase price trend, all using Amazon first party data. And you can do so by downloading the reports and setting this up all in Excel, which I'll show you how to do, and using the spike charts to sort of guide your decision making to understand what's actually happening, while sales going down, going up, etc. What I typically do is I like to export this on a weekly basis, as you can see here, and just use like a host spreadsheet to help you host. It's a weekly report that you download on a weekly basis, and that's going to include all of these metrics here, all of the metrics that you are going to track on a weekly basis, particularly the purchase share on your most important keywords. So the number one use case of this report is estimating traffic changes on Amazon. So let's say this is actually a very real story. The November months is, we are experiencing lower sales than usual versus last year. Advertising works well, we have a decent conversion rate. The competitive marketplace has not changed. Like this, the people who we are tracking their BSRs, they're not spiking up or down, it's mostly the same, about the same price. So what is like the real cause? So we need to analyze the root cause breakdown, and the breakdown in this case is lower sales. So what I'm about to show you is a deep dive analysis of how you can analyze it. And the very first thing you would do is you need to check reports. I'll show you how to download the report in the end of this video and how to set this all up. But you will download the reports in a similar fashion that I showed you. And then you will look at this very first tab here, search volume trend. You already know the keywords you're ranking for, so you will take into consideration any large keywords in where you rank 5 or less, or you can even say 10 and less. And then you will look at the search volume on this keyword collectively combined and how it changes week over week, this year versus last year. This is exactly what I've done in this case, and we're estimating like why are we selling less sales this year, even though, like I said, advertising is the same and everything else is the same. So this is a report I'm looking for last year. As we can see, of course I've hidden the keywords from here, but this is like our collective search volume from Amazon on our most important keywords. So week of October 27 to November to 24K, 24, 23. So on average it's around 25,000 searches a week over week on our 4 most important keywords. Now as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm not just looking at the organic rank change, say we were like 4 or 5, etc. This is a lot more accurate. We can track the search volume on these keywords as well as purchase share. Because ad placements on Amazon, they constantly change. And what appears to be ranked for a few years ago, it's going to be a lot worse nowadays because there is a lot of ad placements on Amazon. So again, we are estimating the traffic change. Like I said, the breakdown right now is lower sales. Why? So I download the exact same report from Amazon looking at this year's sales, and what we can see is heading into November and based on last year's data, there is a considerable drop in the search volume, where last year it's at 24, almost at 25,000 searches a month for these 4 keywords where we rank well collectively. Right now it's 22,000, 20,000, 19,000, so it's considerably lower demand this year even versus last year, which explains a drop in sales. And now looking at the behavior of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, even our Black Friday results, they're lower than last year in terms of actual demand. And what you can also see from this, from particular data in last year, that I know in December we're gonna have higher sales volume based on last year, and then especially that last week of Q4, first week of Q1 is where the demand spikes up, and that sort of should dictate your advertising strategy. So this is when we run more campaigns, we reactivate older campaigns, we run more ad types, we increase budget spend because we know that demand is going to be there, or at least some part of it may be reduced part given the lower trend in search volume. So again, this is the number one use case for using brand analytics. Just analyzing the root cause breakdown, it's most of the time you're selling less, and then you would go download brand analytics report and try to find out the root cause. One other thing I'd like to share is, so sometimes it's search volume, the other time it could be a lot of other things. So the second use case here is tracking purchase share versus your competition. So this is like the second and most overlooked case of brand analytics, is tracking your purchase share. So you might see that the sales are flat, our clicks are up, but our purchases are down. So then you start to wonder, like, what's really happening? Maybe that's a conversion rate, right? You're looking at the advertising and the conversion rate seems the same. However, the caveat is there is 2 conversion rates. There is conversion rate from advertising, and that's anything from the top of search placement that showed up at the very top, or your rest of search placement, etc. However, there is a different component that most people overlook. It's your organic conversion rate. So whatever place you're ranking on Amazon, like say 4 or 5, you suddenly, let's assume you've done all of this analysis and your organic conversion rate dropped. So there is a lot of reasons for that actually. The people who you're ranking close, like say who's ranking 3, 2, and 5, maybe they're running deals, etc. And there is a very easy way to check that and find out. And it's actually also one of the cases that happened to my client. All of this, as we can see, all of these important keywords here, they're mostly, so that's earlier this year, mostly same search volume. However, what we start noticing is that, let's look at the purchase share on this report. What we can see here is that the purchase share starts to go down, and it actually happened about at the same time as his competitors. They've discounted their products, so most of the competition, they've discounted the products. Our organic rank remained the same, and then we're noticing like a large drop in sales. Now you could go ahead and you can check the competition that's number one. You can see how their pricing is affecting your sales. You could also download the brand analytics report and try to find out, okay, has search volume remained the same? Has our impression share remained the same, right? So you can see it's also going down. And has our purchase share remained the same? Which in this particular case, the search volume is the same, our impressions are down, our purchase share is down, but looking at organic ranking it's the same. So then it means our organic conversion rate is low because all these people are running discounts. So that is the kind of analysis you do, and you decide, okay, do I go ahead and I run the same discounts? Do I run more aggressive advertising and see if I can improve my purchase share, etc. And this is the exact report you use to sort of dictate how effective is your advertising in recovering your market share. And once you see this clearly, you download these reports, you set this all up, all of your decisions change. You're not just blindly adjusting bids, placements, okay, I need to be super aggressive on this keyword, I need to get myself ranked number one. That's like beginner. You download first party data, you look at the impressions change, search volume, purchase share, and you make the accurate decisions. Instead of blindly increasing spend, you might temporarily adjust the bids to capture more market share, use coupons or discounts to lift conversion, and or you could also accept lower short-term sales or ROAS, keep your business very lean and profitable. Now let's talk about how to build this yourself. This is like a high-level process you can apply to your business. This is a report you'll download weekly, and it will help decisions very accurate when it comes to managing your own Amazon advertising. So everyone's here who is brand registered. You guys should have access to brand analytics, and if you don't, this will be found here, brand analytics. Then you'll go ahead and you will download, I recommend downloading at least last 12 weeks worth of data. And then you'll click download, and I suggest you just do a simple download here. Next, what you will do is you will have your spreadsheet here that will have all this data built. So you can simply build this. The very first step is you'll have this 1, 2, 3, all of your weeks here, and you just simply go ahead and you import your brand analytics results here. So we are like setting up foundation for tracking. Once you have all these weeks added, now we can build the spreadsheets that track our data. So you have all your 12 weeks here, and then you can start building. The most important chart I suggest you guys build is just purchase share to begin with. So you would simply go ahead in any of the weekly reports, you will copy this data, search query and search query score, filter this by very first candidate, usually your most important keyword, and then you'll have your week by week data. So just add dates here, add weeks, and use XLOOKUP formula that's referencing to each of these weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That helps you track the data keyword over keyword week by week. Another very helpful thing you can do is set up spike charts. So that's done through Sparkline function using all of this data here. So you can set up the purchase share and search volume trend. So again, this is a high level overview of how to be advanced PPC manager, not just go ahead and blindly managing bids, placement, etc., but actually analyze Amazon first party data, look at the competitive marketplace, decide based on your search volume across your main keywords, your purchase share, how to optimize your advertising.